you know, like you guys are students now, so you're idealists, but you don't know about where art and corporate interests meet yet. Just prepare to have your heart broken. Like, in a way, you see him laughing that evil laugh?
Hear that? Because there's a bunch of devil worshippers in Hollywood. And there's a lot of black folks too. And they be throwing up them signs, you see them, this, that, all of them. Watch the rappers, watch them folks. It's scary. It's very scary. That devil is real.
Well, what is this?
Oh, the devil in this mess, yeah.
Because I closed this up. I thought this was rock on.
Be careful. No, the goat, be careful. They'll get you. Be careful.
Let me keep my hands down. And I was doing like this, like rock on. It's like, no.
No, watch them.
I understand that, what are you doing?
I'm giving a blessing to the audience.
I don't think they appreciate it. They were throwing it back.
Well, they thought it was a curse. Would you like me to show them how the sign of the curse works?
Sign
completely
of the curse?
Different.
How does it go?
No, not at you people out there in the audience, but this is the difference.
Aim it toward Red China, would you?
This is the sign of the horns. A curse sign, the two fingers extended. This way, spread apart for sort of shotgun blast, you know.
I always
all over,
figured if I ever met the devil, it'd have dirty fingernails. Go on.
No, then.
So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
All of this has been delivered to me. I can give you authority over it all. All power. All riches. All the delicious fruits of the flesh. Forever.
Do you record while the bus is moving, or does it have to come to a stop?
Yeah, well, sometimes they don't want to, and they're, you know, Gaga, we can't get, you know, the frequency's weird, and, you know, it's sounding a little bit strange, and I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer. I'm gonna, you know, I get a little bit mad.
I just think that the whole idea of celebrity and fame has become really convoluted and, you know, kind of bastardized, like, whereas fame used to be the byproduct of success, and now it's the ultimate goal. And if your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there.
Like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
Like you're gonna end up on a one-way street and it's going nowhere. Like that's just the truth. I've seen so many people like forsake their moral code and their value systems just for a little bit of fame, and it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's really not.
Sasha is my alter ego. And when people see me, sometimes I think that when they meet me and they speak with me, they're expecting Sasha. And I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. But I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage, so Sasha comes out, and she's fearless. You know, she can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was going to be my coming out night.
Beyonce's former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, is accusing Beyonce of extreme witchcraft and casting spells on her. Court documents obtained by the Blast said she worked for the singer for 7 years and accused Beyonce of a campaign of harassment against her. This included the practice of dark magic and magic spells of sexual molestation.
On April 25th of this year, Grace Cathedral Catholic Church in San Francisco held a Beyonce-inspired mass where they sang Beyonce songs and discussed the spiritual experience of Black women and the issues Black women face in our society. Well, apparently Beyonce has no problem being linked to religious services because on May 11th, Beyonce purchased a 7,500 square foot church in New Orleans.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. I think he was born out of rage. He was conceived in rage, so he bashes everyone. He threatens to beat people, and he's violent.
That must be nice to have, like, an ignorant loudmouth who you can just sort of blame every...
He wants to be blamed. I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
Because your parents were quite strict. They were Christian ministers.
They still are, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
They still are.
And how do they feel now about all your success?
They are very happy for me and support me. Of course, like, I'm not naive. I know that they have different views and I have my views, but I think that's been the dynamic with, like, parents and their children a lot of times is, like, the kids are a different generation and think some other things and the parents still think this thing. So, but we agree to disagree and we get along swell.
Because you weren't allowed to say lucky, weren't you, when you were
How do you know that?
Oh,
he
psychic.
does his research.
That's this up all night.
I was only allowed to say that I was blessed, which is good because I say that to this day that I'm blessed.
But why not lucky? What's wrong with lucky?
Well, I don't know. I think my mom probably said it sounded like Lucifer. Is that crazy? I wasn't allowed to eat deviled eggs. Hello, that's crazy.
Doing really well now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music, but it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil. So I sold my soul to the devil. So I sold my soul to the devil.
I just kind of really opened my mind up to a whole bunch of things on this little spirit journey I went on. And so on this new record, I wrote about it a lot. Like, I have a song called Past Lives and a song called Supernatural, which is about
sexy times with the ghost.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You had sex with a ghost.
Okay, well, I mean...
no one's judging you.
I'm kind of jealous of you. It's like a real, like, I know, crazy Kesha with her crazy sex with the ghost.
Maybe I could talk to you a little bit about magic. Is that okay?
I love magic.
Because, like, I've read from a number of different sources that that's one of the main themes of your new album. But we're not talking like David Copperfield magic here, are we?
No. I mean, I like that kind too.
Sure.
But I'm talking more the magic that we experience in life, whether it's love or a drunken evening, dancing till the sun rises,
making out with the ghost.
Do you think some people are more kind of prone to things like that happening to them than others?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am prone to that because I'm very open to the supernatural. I've experienced multiple ghosts in my life, or supernatural energies, whatever you want to call them. So it's just like the symbolism and the occult is kind of always in the peripheral. I am definitely drawn to the occult.
A lot of my book is about my wanting to sing. Ever since I was a little girl, my family lied to me and told me that I was better than Shirley Temple, and I believed them.
See, you're not helping a kid when you do that.
No, I totally believed them and everything, and then when I was 6, all of a sudden, I was a has-been, and they started to, like, tell my younger cousin that she was...
she was the real singer?
Yeah, and it, like, really upset me, so I, like, summoned Satan, and I write about how... I made it.
Where do you summon Satan?
It's in the chapter called Eat, Pray, Love, Conjure Satan. 12 years old, I signed a deal with Satan in my room, and I was to...
CBS doesn't condone this.
Wait a minute. Because I wanted to get famous no matter what, and, you know, then I forgot that I had this deal with Satan and everything, and then I got really famous, and then one day I, like, had this tragic singing accident at
Yes, I remember that, yeah.
And I realized then that Satan was coming for my soul.
We do have one more phone call, so why don't we take that too? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, this is Wendy from Cerritos.
Hi, Wendy. What's your question?
I was wondering if there's any significance in the backwards N in Nine Inch Nails.
The backwards N. Is it a logo thing, or did you decide that there was a portion of your life that was backward? And
We do worship the devil.
Yeah, I remember having that conversation.
Now then, nobody but nobody ever did 8 hours down a pit and came back as immaculate as they set off with white shirt and everything like that. They were quite convinced I was a witch. If you go to South Kirby now, you'll get some of the old miners when you say, Jimmy Savile's done well, hasn't he? Ah, and he'll look around and he'll say, he's not what you think you know.
The forces of darkness are at work there.
I'm not constrained pretty well by anything. The tough thing in life is ultimate freedom. Ultimate freedom is the big challenge. Now, I've got it, and I can tell you there's not many of us that have got ultimate freedom.
It's interesting to note the 11-pointed star design on the front of Jimmy Savile's wizard gown. This polygon is known as a hendecagram and is a central symbol or sigil of Crowley's Thelema religion. It is the union of the pentagram with the hexagram or the 5-pointed star with the 6. It represents the man-god standing face-to-face as an equal opposed to his creator or destroyer.
No need to suffer. No need to die for a flawed race. No blood need be spilled at all.
I've had a long year, Mr. Lipton.
When he talks about his power, and it's just off the charts, like incomprehensible, just so extreme. Everything's so extreme, 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 extreme. But then, when we read the verses about his wrath, suddenly we're like, well, I don't know if he means that. Oh, wait, when he talks about his wrath, why suddenly do we question that? We don't question his holiness. We don't question his power. We don't question his love. We don't question his mercy. We don't question his knowledge. But when he talks about, you know, there's going to come a day of judgment, and that judgment is going to be extreme. I mean, listen to what he says. I was reading this week in Nahum. Listen to what he says about himself. Chapter 1, verse 2. The Lord is a jealous and avenging God. The Lord is avenging and wrathful. The Lord takes vengeance on his adversaries and keeps wrath for his enemies.
If only you fall down and worship me.
Remember your place. Who was it that saw you created? Who was it that saw you fall like lightning from heaven? Was it not I? And it is I who give authority to those who will trample your snakes and scorpions and all the power you bring forth. For it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve. Get behind me, Satan.